Now there's 3 principles to fixing bad areas like this in the dirt. It's the same 3 principles you'll find anywhere, and you can apply it anywhere to making good soil. Number 1 is cover the dirt. Your dirt needs to be covered. You don't want bare dirt, you want to cover it. You can cover it with leaves, you can cover it with straw, with manure, with sawdust, with wood chips, I don't care. You need to cover it, you need to cover it. And it's best if it's covered with some kind of an organic material that's going to hold in some moisture and it's going to break down into a compost over time. So you want to cover it. Number 2 is you want to plant something. I don't have a lot planted out here yet. I'm working on it. Planting what I want, my cover crops out here, my feed crops. So we're going to cover the soil and then we're going to plant something. And number 2 is we're going to leave it alone. Leave it the heck alone. I'm going to cover the dirt, plant some stuff out here, and then we're going to go away for quite some time. The pigs aren't going to be back in here till well after winter, sometime probably more like late spring, early summer, when this green crops are growing up and have a lot of feed value for them. Now I'd like to go back to the shed quick, and I want to show you some of the other cover crop seeds that I'll use at different times of the year out here. I need to stop for just a second, and I want to mention this. I've got a little advertisement. Grow Your Life magazine, something I put together. It's just a little 16-page booklet. I make one every month, and then I mail it out to all my subscribers, and I'll send an individual copy to anybody who wants to buy just one. Go to northernhomesteading.com. That's my website. Go check it out. There's a link at the top of the home page. I'll mail it to you for $5. If you buy the monthly subscription, that's $5 a month per issue, and I'll mail you one every month until your subscription is over. Thanks for putting up with my infomercial. Here are some of the different cover crop seeds that I am inclined to plant now and then. I want you to take a look here. First of all, I got my squash. Yeah, free mixed squash. This is my 2, 3, 4, and 5-year-old squash and gourd seeds all mixed together. I don't care what they are. Doesn't matter. If I'm planting for a cover crop, especially for a feed crop, I'll plant these out. I'll put them anywhere in the dirt where I think they're going to sprout. And these are definitely a long-term cover crop. But if I'm rotating a paddock long-term and I have 4 to 6 months of summer growing season, if I plant it full of squash, that's a decent bit of greenery and feed for the pigs. Turnips. Turnips are one of my favorites. Turnips do great in cold weather. They'll sprout in the summer, they'll sprout in the spring and fall. Sometimes they'll sprout halfway through winter if we get a warm week or two. I can just throw them out, they'll sprout when they're good and ready. They're not a very high energy feed crop, but they are something, and they'll grow just fine out there. They'll hold the dirt together and work to improve the soil. Let's see. Here we go. One of my favorites, radish. Radish I like. This is just a mix. There's 9 different radishes in here. One of my favorites is the icicle radish. It's just a version of the daikon or daikon radish, the big white ones. It's a great little feed crop. They grow fast, they grow big and hardy, they're great for the soil. And like turnips, they can be planted in the fall and they will sprout the following spring when they're good and ready. They'll sprout and grow in colder weather than almost anything else around here. Corn. I have corn, a few different varieties. My popcorn, my Indian corn. I have my favorite atomic orange flint corn. The atomic orange is just a higher protein, easier digestible type of flint corn. But corn, if you got 3 months to put something out, to put out some corn, let it grow. I mean, pigs eat corn. All animals eat corn. It's a great feed crop, high energy crop, and it does good for the soil. I have 2 more down here. Let me grab them here. Well, I guess I got 3 more. So sunflowers. I have several bags of sunflower seeds. I prefer, sit down here, I prefer the mammoth sunflowers. Mammoths, they just grow big. Black oil sunflower seed is great too. If you have a full length season, a full growing season to grow a feed crop as a cover crop, grow black oil sunflower seed along with some other things. That's what I have here. This actually is a feed plot, wildlife feed plot blend that I bought. This whole bag was probably only around $5 or $6 for that much seed. There's a lot of black oil sunflower seed. There's some soybean. We got some kind of, looks like radish. There's some various, looks like turnip and maybe some clover in there. And field peas. Lots of good stuff in here, which is a fine mix. If you're looking for a cover crop, buy a wildlife feed plot mix. It's great. I've got another one over here. This is a deer feed plot mix. It's a mix of annual and perennials. There's some clovers. There's some, I think it was crimson clover plus a white Ladino white clover. There's some this and that. There was oats and wheat in here. It's just a good general, it was a fine mix. And then the last one here that I have is buckwheat. Buckwheat is strictly a summer crop. It's a very fast growing summer crop. But if I'm going to be planting something more for a shorter summer season, I'm probably going to be doing something more like the buckwheat. It grows good. It creates a really high quality, high protein forage for pigs especially from the green plants. If I need to grow something quick for a green feed, I'm probably going to grow the buckwheat as a nice good green forage for the pigs. Personally, I'd rather mix all of these together and seed it out very heavily out on the ground. Mix everything together, seed it out heavily. Here in the fall, it's bad dirt, it's hard dirt. The dirt's going to start softening with the ground cover that's out there and the leaves that are falling. By springtime, most all this stuff is going to start sprouting. Not all of it, that's why we're seeding it heavy. And it's going to work, and we're going to have a beautiful cover there in the spring. And that is how you fix abused pasture and paddock areas. You cover the dirt, you plant something, and you leave it alone for a while. Alright, well, my coffee's ready to go here, so it's time for me to take a break and get back to my chores. I'll let you go. Bye now.